Hello everyone, welcome to the latest Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing. Today is Thursday, January 18. This forecast is going through Tuesday, January 23rd. My name is Sandy Delgado. I'm a forecaster at the National Hurricane Center. These are the hazards at hand. We have a gale warning in the Caribbean, winds up to 35 knots occurring offshore northwest Colombia. This is sustaining, seas up to 13 feet. This will continue through Friday morning. In the Gulf of Mexico, we have a new cold front that's going to be moving through the region, producing winds up to 35 knots in the west central portion of the basin and southwest Gulf. Seas will be building to 11 feet. In the Atlantic, in the open Atlantic, we don't have any gales or warnings. And the latest surface analysis from 12C and the 18 shows that most of the basin is dominated by these two areas of high pressure, one of them over the Central Atlantic, another one over the Eastern United States. The only other feature of interest is this frontal boundary that is draped across the southwest North Atlantic into the Yucatan Peninsula. Some showers with that system, but no deep convection. And now taking a look at the forecast, we have the cold front moving across the Gulf of Mexico. By Friday morning, it's going to be producing strong to gale force winds behind that system as it moves across the region. We also have strong to gale force winds in the South Central Caribbean Sea, as I've mentioned. And also we have strong force winds over the trade region associated with the strong high to the north. Those winds are going to be inducing seas up to 12 feet by Friday morning in the Caribbean Sea and also over the large tropical Atlantic, large portion of the tropical Atlantic, seas up to 10 feet. And by Saturday morning, the cold front has already reached the southwest North Atlantic, producing some strong force winds just ahead of it. And still, over the Gulf of Mexico, a large portion of the basin is going to be experiencing fresh to strong force winds. Winds will be decreasing at that point, but however, still reaching strong force winds in some areas. Similarly, we have fresh to strong force winds, the Central Caribbean Sea, and also up to strong force winds in the trade region of the Atlantic. This is going to allow for seas to start building behind the cold front in the southwest North Atlantic, seas reaching up to 12 feet in the area. In the Gulf, seas will be subsiding at this point. However, a large portion of the basin will be seeing seas of 8 to 10 feet, seas up to 11 feet in the Caribbean Sea, associated with those strong force winds in the south central, and seas up to 11 feet in the trade region. And by Saturday morning, the cold front will continue to push eastward in the central Atlantic, allowing for fresh to strong force winds in the north portion of the basin. We still have fresh to strong force winds over the Gulf of Mexico, southwest North Atlantic, and portions of the northwest Caribbean, associated with a very strong ridge over the United States. Also fresh to strong force winds in the South Central Caribbean Sea, and fresh to locally strong force winds in the trade region of the tropical Atlantic. All of that is going to allow for a large portion of the basin to experience seas of greater than 8 feet, up to 13 feet in the north central Atlantic or southwest Atlantic at this point. By Monday, as you can see, a large portion of the basin will be experiencing strong force winds to near gale, as you can see, especially in the Gulf of Mexico, southwest North Atlantic, and Caribbean Sea. And that's going to allow for seas to be building up to 14 feet in the South Central Caribbean and up to 13 feet in the North Central Atlantic. By Tuesday, a similar situation. We have strong force winds to potentially gale once again off Colombia, and a large portion of the basin experiencing fresh to strong force winds. That's going to allow for a significant swell region of seas up to 12 feet in the tropical Atlantic. And in the Caribbean Sea, seas will be building up to 16 feet off northwest Colombia. In summary, we have a gale warning for the South Central Caribbean Sea through Friday morning. Also a gale warning for western and southwest Gulf of Mexico Friday night through Saturday. And then later in the weekend into early next week, a large portion of the basin is going to be experiencing strong force winds, potentially even gale force winds offshore Colombia. And that's going to allow for rough to very rough seas over a large portion of the basin during those days. And thank you for your time. The next Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing will be on Sunday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day.